together to make sure everything is resolved before the 2024 election. Because whether we like it or not, in 2 years' time, the NPP will go to the polls to elect a new flag bearer. And that is where the battle will begin. Because as we speak now...
Let me come in. Some people are saying Bawumia will be the right person for NPP flag bearing. And then his vice will be Alan Cash. Alan K, you understand? So how do you see this? Is it right for Bawumia to be a presidential candidate for NPP?
Well, I think that every party, as we all know, has their own internal policies. They have their own internal bylaws and the staff internal constitutions. Let me put it that way. But if you look at a party like NPP, it is not automatic, say, because you have served as a vice for 2 terms, then automatically you can take over. No. We saw Aliu Mahama. He's also a northerner. He partnered Kufuor in 2 solid terms, like we are having today. When Kufuor left the scene, after Kufuor's regime, we have 17. Hello, we have 17 contestants.
His Excellency, the Vice President, the late Aliu
Mahama, yes, please.
And so, if you are referring him, you.
Oh, sorry. He's late. Sorry, the late Aliu Mahama.
Thank you.
And we have 17 party contestants contesting him, forgetting that he was the same person who vice or assisted President Kufuor to carry out his 8-year mandate. So I don't see the story changing this time around.
Okay, let me come back to you. Yabua, Mahama lacks of clarity on free SHS cost him votes. Do you understand this?
First of all, let me say a very good morning to your cherished viewers. And to everybody listening across the world, we say a big good morning to you. And then as well as to my mom, say a very big good morning wherever you are now.
Okay. Mommy, good morning.
Exactly. Good morning. Mahama lacking clarity on free SHS. I think it is true. That is what caused him the votes. The reason being that let's all know the fact that Mahama was the same person that said free SHS is not going to be possible unless 10 years time. On the other hand, President Akufo-Addo was also saying it is possible. Okay. Now we weighed the two of them. Akufo-Addo came to power. He was able to implement free SHS. And then Mahama came back to say that, okay, then when I come back, free SHS is a good thing, but when I come back, I will review it. Then it tells me that you yourself, you don't know where you're going. And first of all, you said it is not good for the people. It can never be implemented during this year. Now, somebody is able to do it. You tell the people that you will come and review it. It means the ordinary Ghanaian don't know your stand now. Okay? It is good that, of course, we review the free SHS because there have been ups and downs when it comes to the number of terms, the students living at home, the students going to school, those ones, and building, infrastructural methods are one of the challenges that the government was facing. And so, of course, it needs to be reviewed and then take a good way of doing it. But on the other hand, you don't condemn it and then come back to say that, okay, I will still review it. When you say that, it means you are playing with the people's mind. You think that, okay, Ghanaians can just be lied with and then go away. Because we know what is right.
But people were saying the reviewing is like it's going to collapse the free SHS in Ghana. You got it right here.
Let's get facts clear. Reviewing does not mean collapsing.
Okay. So what does it mean?
And I even disagree with the president when he goes round to say that Mahama say oba be free SHS ni oba be gunu. It is wrong. When you implement a policy, we have the right to review it so that your lacks, we can just push our best onto that area, onto that sector, and then your policy becomes the best.
Mekaisa Mahama Kasembe also Obama private SHS and so free. Now, and also, or me ako. So I say, in that case, was it possible?
So that is what we call the review, but never collapsing it, because you have had the free SHS for only government schools. Meanwhile, we have 1,000 of teachers in the private sector. I mean, if possible, private sector even employs most of the teachers, you know, and it has helped in this unemployment issue. Okay, so if you take the government schools alone for the free SHS, and then you leave private schools. Now, private schools, you know, they are separate entities. How do they feed themselves? They
Okay.
have family. How
Okay.
does the teachers feed themselves? How does the student also get to also study? Because first of all, you don't have the infrastructures for your student in the senior high school. You get me? And these are private sectors that are able to accommodate some of your students. If not, there will be school dropout, and we don't know what is going to happen in Ghana.
Okay.
And so you review it and know how best you can fuse these two sectors. So private government, you fuse in. You get me? Okay, so I cannot take full payment of the private sector. But what I can do is that, okay, let me give some incentive, about 50%, 40% incentive of school fees of the students. You get me? Because the student there can also decide that they wouldn't go for the private sector again, but come to the government sector. Now, when they come to the government sector, it becomes a burden to you, the government, to provide buildings, to provide teaching materials, more teachers, and it's going to cost you a lot. Meanwhile, all those things are being provided at the private sector.
Okay.
So all you have to do is negotiate with the private sector, get to know what they want, and then to help you, and then get the free. You don't do free SHS. Let me tell you, then when the private sectors are not included, it means the free SHS are meant for some people.
But I believe the free SHS is meant for some people. Government schools only.
And that it means then we are not having our share of the national cake. You get me? If you say free SHS is for every Ghanaian who is possible and willing to go to school.
And I believe that most of the government schools have employed more pupils in a school.
Of course,
Yeah.
I mean, there have been turnout, and it's good if not for the sake of these free.
Okay, so let me continue. The National Forum on the front page. Get Ghana a sports policy. Rex Dankwa advocates. Get Ghana a sports policy. Rex Dankwa advocate. Oko, you being a sportsman.
Yeah.
What are the things that government need to apply for the sports personnel in the country?
Yeah, but quick one before we come to
Yeah.
the sports policy, whatever. I think I happened to monitor some of we were following some of the politicians during the just ended election.
Elections,
And
yeah.
I would like to put it on record, say, since the year 2008, when Kufuor left office, Nana came over with this free SHS policy. Mahama came out to say categorically clear, I want to put this on record. He never said free SHS is not possible. He said, according to the constitution, it's a gradual process.
Okay.
That was what he said.
CI, the CI.
Yes, it's a gradual process because the constitution's mandate for it, but it's a gradual process. Now let's come to the sports
The
policy.
sports, yeah.
I think this current government came into power some 5 years ago with the promise of building your friend is saying, stadiums in each and every district, not regions, each and every district.
All right.
But it's just unfortunate we don't have it. Anyway, he has 2 terms, so we are.
My brother, sorry for coming in. Let's get the point clear. The stadiums,
Yeah.
is it regions or district? Because for me personally, I know they are regions.
AstroTurf.
Are they AstroTurf?
AstroTurf
No,
are
I
the
know-
districts.
I know they
And
are
then the
regional
stadia
projects.
is for regional projects.
So at the end of the day, we will play. We know Wafa. Do you know Wafa? Sogakope Wafa.
Yeah.
It's an AstroTurf, but it's a stadium because we play National Premier League there. I hope you are getting it. We play National Premier League there. That's where Wafa played the last time against Almighty Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Okay.
So be it AstroTurf or whatever, it's a stadium.
Okay.
I hope you are getting
Okay.
it. Now, the promise was that we have it in every district.
Okay.
It's just unfortunate that in his first term, he wasn't able to do it. But we are praying, second term, no, he should be able to do it.
But
Now,
let me ask you, is
Yeah.
there any changes in sports?
changes in sports, I would say currently not really, because I'm even surprised the sports minister has been changed as we speak.
Okay.
We welcome the new sports minister Yusuf. We bid farewell to Isaac Esiyama. He has done his very best to be fair with you, except that there are some one or two things he couldn't achieve, because in his era as the sports minister, we never won anything as a country. Most of the upcoming, your friend is saying, U20s, the U7, we know, say, in the past, Ghana, most of our strength is with the junior teams. That is why in '95 we have the likes of Sam Ade leading Audu Isakes to go and win the World Cup. In 2009 we have Selas Bobo Tetevic going to win the African World Cup. That is under 20 championship, the whole world. We won it for the first time on African soil, which has never happened before. We saw the Black Stars qualifying for the World Cup, the main one, on 2-3 occasions. But it's just unfortunate, say, under Kwame Esiyama, we couldn't qualify. They went to, I think, Australia, and we have this visa fraud. And that is one of the things that, subtract the good things that he came to do. Because as he stands now, his deputy at the time, Honorable Pius Enam Hazide, has been, reshuffled. But after reshuffle, what was the outcome of the visa fraud? Was he guilty or not?
Okay.
As we speak now, so we are praying. So now the policy for sports, and they say this time around they want to expand the sports arena to the extent, say, most of our national team will be handled by white coaches, which are started with the Black Stars. They are looking up to the I heard it's only the local, the Chan, we call them the Chan, because they are only playing for local blacks, like
Local
it's
black
going on
stars,
right now, though Ghana is not participating. We are praying that the new policy that is coming should bring us nothing but the best. We have a white Limbe. He's a white national team technical director.
Okay.
And we know, say, now the clubs are also involving themselves, hiring the whites
white ones,
to the
yeah.
technical director's role. And we see that the whites are impressive, especially the Asufu coach, Costa Papage, who came, and everything is standing down. So I believe that whatever policy they have, no, is for the interest and betterment of Mother Ghana.
Whatever policy they have is the interest and betterment for Mother Ghana. If you just tune up your phone to internet, you just move on to Facebook, like our page, and bring a comment. We are going to read it for you. Share our page also, and it's also streaming live on Facebook. I'm your host, Francis Eje Mensah, and my guests are ready here, and it's streaming live on YouTube also. So Nana Yabua, the newspaper review, what do you have?
Let me go to the insight. It says 7 CEOs petitioned Speaker, and then it says coronavirus kills Top Guns. Another one, COPEC tells government to stop fuel increase. That is the insight. Let me go to Daily Guide. Daily Guide. COVID kills security couple, Brat and others. Wow. This is serious.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then, still on the Daily Guide, Speaker caution would be MP ministers. And then still on Daily Guide, GJ demands action on Ahmed Suale's death. Police analyzes MP killers.
Okay, so let's move on to the insight. As you just said, coronavirus kills Top Guns. JJ, and then the big men, the big gurus, okay, Kojo Owusu known as Sir John, died of coronavirus, that is COVID-19, and we have these gurus who died, and even the national security died of COVID-19.
I think, I don't know, but I stand to be corrected. I don't know if there's a report that says that our former president, His Excellency JJ John Wallace, died out of corona. I stand to be corrected if anybody has a report like that. So I wouldn't want to include him.
If you look through the pictures here, you think Jerry is part of the corona victims who just passed away. So COVID-19.
Then the insight might be true. So if possibly it is there, then it means he's also a victim of it. They are so rest in perfect peace at first. But one thing we need to know is that COVID is real. If you think the government is trying to play tricks on COVID, please change your mind, because COVID is real. It is in the country. We are just blessed as Africans, as Ghanaians, that our system is so hard. Let me put it this way: our system is so hard. What do I mean by hard? Our immune system are very strong. That the virus finds it difficult living with us.
What kind of food do we eat that boosts our immune system?
I think the fruits we have here.
Not fruit or food.
Of
the
course.
food.
These are things. These are fruits are also part of foods that helps our immune system. That is why even in the president's speech, he said that we need to eat fruits and other vegetables. Those are stuffs that helps boost our immune system. And so we are blessed as Africans that we have all those things at our disposal. That at the end of the day, we eat them and then our immune system becomes strong. You could see that if we follow the trend, we could all see that the people that are dying out of corona are people that have a different illness attached. That makes their systems very weak. And so whenever they contract the virus, then they are being carried away quickly. It is not on a normal note that a normal Ghanaian, if you could check records, you could see that the people dying are aged people, people who are about 50.
So does it mean they have weak stem or weak immune system?
That is it. It means the aged ones have weak immune system.
Thank you. Oko, let's move on to GJA demands action on Ahmed Swale, our renowned journalist who became an investigative journalist. What's your take on this?
I don't know. Sometimes when I come here, I feel like repeating myself over and over and over.
Okay.
It's just unfortunate. The last time I came on the show, I made it clear, say, we have a sitting MP who went out into the public domain with a video, said, this is the guy. He's a journalist. Anybody who sees this guy, if you think you can hit him, hit him. You can kill him.
Did he say that?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
at Medina.
Okay.
We have it on record.
Okay.
He said, anybody who sees this guy, he's called Ahmed Swale, this is where he stays. And you give out an investigative journalist details to the public. Within a few days, the guy, truly to your words, the guy was attacked and murdered in broad daylight.
But I think BNI invited
I didn't mention anybody's name.
The honorable that you are talking about.
Yes.
He was invited to the BNI.
He was invited.
If you want to talk, then you point out the
Yes, it's true.
Hold on, I'm coming.
We'll let you know that
These are the things.
I'm coming.
we are
I'm
dealing
coming.
with.
I believe we are journalists. We know what I'm talking about. At the end
For
of
me,
the
I don't
day-
know.
At the end of the
We are
it's the same
journalists,
person you
we
just
know.
mentioned. You just mentioned.
Oh, I mentioned honorable.
Julius.
I mentioned honorable.
So I'm talking about Honorable Kennedy, Ejapon.
Okay, now you're talking.
So
now you're
you
talking.
know. Oh yeah.
Now you're talking.
He did it in the public domain. Now it's 1 solid year. We are in a
It's 2 years.
no. It's 1 year.
2 years when Ahmed died.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It's
2
2
years.
years rather.
Yes.
So let's say 2 solid years. What has happened? What's the outcome of the
But
investigation?
I believe the BNI has taken the course to investigate.
For how long? Is it because the person involved is a politician? No, for how long? We have a constitution in Ghana that doesn't protect us, the masses.
So are you
but
trying to
protect the
say
politicians.
Honorable Kennedy is a prime suspect on this case?
Oh, Master, I have come out on in the public domain. I have your video. This guy is called Francis J. He works at Premium TV. I want anybody who sees him to kill him within the next 3 days.
Please reverse your phrase. Someone might attack me.
I hope you are getting my point.
I get you.
So you show this video in the public domain.
Okay.
He was invited because of what? Because over 3,000 million Ghanaians. Why was he the only person invited? Because he went out there to put the person's picture on a screen at Medina. Look at how crowded Medina is. It's not a secret place. At the end of the day, truly to your words, within a few days, the guy is no more. He was murdered in broad daylight. Like you said, 2 solid years now. And then he found. All we know is that police has invited ABC, they go, nothing. They're foolish case. Akoya friend says he Gogomi, the guy who murdered JB Dankwa. As he stands now,
He's enjoying.
he's enjoying. Why? But JB is gone. So I think that it's very sad, and as journalists, we should condemn it. And we have to rise up. Because you say, fine, it might not be you today, but you don't know who might, be the next target. So please, let us all rise up and stand for our rights as journalists. Ahmed Swale would have been alive. But because, if he's doing any other profession, but because of the nature of his work, that has ended him where he is today. It could be me, it could be you. So please, 2 solid years is enough for the court to come out with a judgment.
Okay.
So what you say? What's the name? Anido made a treasonous comment. He was arrested. He was fined. We all heard that he was in for nothing at all. He spent 3 solid days at the BNI. How many days did Kennedy spend at the BNI? We said he has been invited. Okodi, how many days?
Oh, no, they mean 3 days now.
That is the point. So please, we are begging the judiciary to be very fair and give each and every citizen equal right with respect to the law. Because at the end of the year, and 1 year, ban. So we are begging them. 2 years is enough. They should come out and say, who caused it? Who is the prime suspect? What has been done? What did the court say? Why is the person working freely? Come on. Say me and now officer by now yet they would have arrested us. We will not even be sitting here. We will be rotting in Sawom and be weeding at the roadside. So what you say? But it's very shame for Ghanaians. Say the law protects a particular type of people, and it doesn't protect we the masses. Forgetting that it is we the masses who goes to vote and put them there as parliamentarians. Yeah.
You need to continue the graphics for us.
And the graphic, I think I would like to come again.
Ghanaian Times. GPRTU descends on drivers. Yes, GPRTU descends on drivers. No nose marks on passengers. It tax members nationwide. African Center for Trade Activities, or yes, is a process that is BNFT newspaper BNFT Africa Center for Trade and Assistance is a process, not an event that has been rushed. A surge of COVID-19 cases gives parent teachers causes for worry. And then FDA outline program for 2021 COVID-19. If you just tune in your phone, you tune in your TV, or if you just keep
Abano edwedie ho nsɛm da wo ba ho nsɛm Brenton dia da ba ko pɛ na mekanfo ede ema wo Brands Aid Limited nkoana obetime ne omede dwuma bi te sɛ taxi top advertising, brand activations, billboard fabrications, general printing, outdoor advertising, any afofro bebre omobo eso eda fom sei boko obehu omotira kwan e wo Kwashiman Presbyterian Church no do ni tro sani fa so pepepe obetime afro omoso e wo 0546 944 411 0546 944 411 ana obetimi asra omo e wo mabefo tentan fide eso www.brandsaidgh.com. Brands Aid ana your original branding ventures. Edwedie ho nsɛm da wo ba ho nsɛm Brenton dia da ba ko pɛ na mekanfo ede ema wo Brands Aid Limited nkoana obetime ne omede dwuma bi te sɛ taxi top advertising, brand activations, billboard fabrications, general printing, outdoor advertising, any afofro bebre omobo eso eda fom sei boko obehu omotira kwan e wo Kwashiman Presbyterian Church no do ni tro sani fa so pepepe obetime afro omoso e wo 0546 944 411 0546 944 411 ana obetimi asra omo e wo mabefo tentan fide eso www.brandsaidgh.com. Brands Aid ana your original brand.
And I'm sorry for the comment that I just made. If you just came online, you can go to our Facebook page, like our pages, bring a comment. We are going to read it for you and share our Facebook up for us on your page. So we are going to give you a lot of details that is happening in our society. Oko, what do you have for us?
I have the Ghanaian Chronicle, and on the front page of the Chronicle says, Apao Chachu to exhibit legal powers at the Supreme Court. As Nana Mahama, election battle begins today. And this is with reference to the election petition hearing, which begins today at the Supreme Court. At the downside of the Chronicle, we have the Honorable Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu saying that, please, you don't have the numbers, you need us. That is to the opposite side, the majority side, and they need them with respect to concourses and the stuff. Then the Chronicle says 2 labs give conflicting COVID-19 reports. 2 labs, that's 2 laboratories. They are giving conflicting COVID-19 reports when it has to do with active cases. So I think that is what we have on the front page of the Chronicle.
Oh, okay. So continue for us on the Chronicle. The Finder on Easy Calm as schools reopen. Producer, if you can get the directorate of Fumesa. Okay, Fumesa Anglican Primary School, for us to talk to him. Okay, so call him for us, so that we can talk to him. The Finder says on Easy Calm as schools reopen, and then Dr. Baumia donates 1,000 Ghana cedis towards construction of Mother Teresa Soup Kitchen Center. Wow, Mother Teresa. No, it's rather 100,000. Sorry, 100,000. Yes, construction. And Afenyo Markins constructs 14 community library in Efutu constituency. Election petition hearing resumes today. An unresolved matter of Swali sends message of unaccountability, CPJ, and that is the Finder. Nana Yabua, what do you have for us?
I have guide says that Sophia Kufu dares Muntaka to produce evidence Supreme Court to judge bribery accusation. And then this one also says Asamankasi MC rejects incompetent allegation. For Chum also says, let's support Akufo-Addo to deliver a second term. And then this one says, scholarships secretariat interviews 55,000 free SHS students. Yes, I think that is all I have for the crusading guys. Let's go to the business analysts. Controversy rages over government instances on oil block unification. Government to issue 22.346 billion in domestic debt. That is the business analyst. Yes, that is what I have for the business analyst as well. I think that will be all for now.
Oh, okay. We end the newspaper review and we are moving on to the topic for the day. Children going to school. How is it like today and how was it like yesterday? So we are going to talk about the schooling of our children in school today, with their nose masks and observing the protocols in the school, and teachers also helping them to observe all the protocols that has been measured by the government. Oko, today is the second day of children going to school. How do you see it? How do you see the atmosphere?
I think, sir, first of all, let's put it on record that yesterday most of us were on the field visiting 1, 2, 3 schools to, see the first day in school, how well the children are responding, or parents are willing to take their children back to school. You know, we had a diverse opinions and mixed reactions from the parents, and I wasn't surprised that most of the schools, even though the president has come out to say most schools should reopen, I wasn't surprised that most of the schools are still closed. The reason is very simple. About 3 days ago, which is Sunday night, as the president or the first gentleman of the land always comes to give us the update on the COVID-19, he made it very clear that the COVID has risen to its peak again. Now, right in March, about 10 months ago, so to speak, we went into a lockdown, after which restrictions were released. Some restrictions, though not all. Now, the president came out to tell us,
Partial lockdown.
Partial lockdown.
Yeah.
Partial lockdown, which has to do with 3 main regions. Now, the president came out to tell us, this time around, the peak of the virus, of the pandemic, is down. So, the children can go to school. On a very same day, you are telling us, we are more or less at its peak. If care is not taken, we will go on a partial lockdown again. So at the end of the day, if I'm a parent, I will be confused, because this is the same day you are telling me, the active cases has risen up again, to the extent if we are not taking care, we will go back to partial lockdown. And he gave a warning to the students and even the teachers that they shouldn't give him,
and even to the public,
yes, any reason for the children to go back to their homes and stay back home. Why this warning? If you know the thing is still with us, why the rush to open up school for our kids to go back?
Okay, so let's go and watch some of the videos
has
that
increased sadly from 338 persons to 352 within the period. Recent genomic sequencing undertaken by our scientists have established that some arriving passengers tested positive for new variants of COVID-19. These passengers have all been isolated. Furthermore, work is ongoing to determine the presence and extent of spread of the new variants in the general population. Detailed investigations of the cases indicate that apart from arriving passengers at our airport who tested positive, infected persons have recent histories of attending parties, weddings, end-of-year office programs, family get-togethers, and funerals. At these gatherings, most of them abandoned the use of the masks and were engaged in actions that led to them contracting the virus. Fellow Ghanaians, at this current rate, whereby 13 out of the 16 regions have recorded active cases, our health infrastructure will be overwhelmed if the situation continues. It will severely undermine the efforts government is making to revitalize the economy and put our nation back onto the path of progress and prosperity following the ravages of the pandemic. On 7th January, as I said, I swore to, and I quote, dedicate myself to the service and well-being of the people of the Republic of Ghana and to do right to all manner of persons, unquote. It is my duty to protect lives and livelihoods. In furtherance of this, I've instructed the Inspector General of Police to direct officers, men and women of the police service to ensure the rigorous enforcement of the law on mask wearing at all public places and in public transport. They are also to ensure the closure of all nightclubs, pubs, cinemas, and beaches that may be operating in defiance of the law. They will be assisted by the other security agencies, if need be. Persons in marketplaces, workplaces, and operators of public transport must conduct their activities in accordance with the hygiene and safety protocols. The wearing of masks in these places is mandatory. Regulatory agencies will undertake random checks to ensure conformity with COVID-19 rules. Should any facility or institution fail to comply with these directives, its activities will be immediately prohibited and appropriate sanctions applied. It is important that I remind all Ghanaians that severe punishments exist on our statute books for persons breaking the law on the mandatory wearing of masks. Should anyone be arrested by the security agencies disregarding this directive, that person will be dealt with strictly in accordance with law. We do not want to go back to the days of partial lockdowns, which had a negative impact on our economy and on our way of life. But should that become necessary, that is, should the number of active cases continue to increase at the current rate, I will have no option but to reimpose these restrictions because it is better to be safe than to be sorry. So together, let us all ensure that we respect the protocols. Government
Speaking on the COVID-19, that was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And he was saying restrictions on schools and securities to make sure all peoples in the country, all the state people should wear nose masks. And if you don't wear a nose mask, you'll be prosecuted and you face the rigors of the law. How do you take this? Is it right for him to say that?
Yes, he's the father of the nation, and it is his responsibility and duty to protect each and every citizen. And at the end of the day, this is not the first time we are hearing the president urging us to wear nose masks. I think before the partial lockdown was released, we were given the same advice. And I think that at a point in time, Ghanaians were so much eager to, wear the nose mask, and I wasn't surprised. It brings the pandemic active cases down. But unfortunately, like the president said, we have more or less put down our gears. And as we speak, in December, let me put this one clear. In December, we were made to understand, say, we have 900 cases. That is in December. And just last Sunday, the active cases is 1,776. So it means once the children are still at home, we have 900 cases. As we speak, it's now 1,777. And we are asking them to go back to school.
76.
76, sorry. And we are asking them to go back to school. Why? If the active cases has increased from December to January, and you say we should allow the little kids to go back to school, to do what? I'm telling you, the only good news about this school reopening has to do with your friend is employment. Because the caterer at the school, Mamina not to be school, she has been at home for long. To Obeko school. The teacher who has stayed at home for about 10 months will go back again. Now let's look at our transport sector. Let's take drivers who go on 2-3 rounds for a day. This time around, because of the inclusion of the SHS students, the JHS students, the little kids, now he might be going either 7 or 8 rounds. I hope you are because the population will increase. Say what you are saying. But if you put all this aside and we look at our health-wise, yesterday we happened to visit one of the schools and we were like, why are the kids not on nose masks? And the teacher was very frank with that. Say, Charlie, look at our breath rate or breathing rate. Now, Akwala way should wear nose mask. How well would the child breathe? So I think that it would be better if the president would have, have a little patience. Hold on, let the cases calm down a bit before allowing the children to go back to school. For instance, you and I, we are adults. We know how to, wash our hands. We know how to even wear the mask. When we are coming to eat, we know how to draw it down or even to speak. But look at the little kids. What at all do they know about the mask? Even in terms of sanitizing, playing in school. Maybe I brought my kid. My brother brought his kid. But maybe my kid was not sanitized. And so the way back they will share things together. At the end of the day,
okay,
they will get the virus. I hope you are getting what
I'm getting.
Here is the case. Most of the patients we have or we've been hearing say the ambulances are picking are adults. Because right from the partial lockdown to date, many a times we hear of adults being taken. We know of our good old Gifty Auntie, of our good your friends Kennedy and Co. Who attracted the virus, including the late ones, the Sir Jones and the Co. But with the little kids, I think we are going to expose them. I'm not surprised that the president wasn't even sure. And he even said, say, if it should increase again, we'll give him no other option than to go back to partial lockdown.
Okay, let me read these comments and we'll continue. Thompson, Mama Italy, says, good morning, Premium TV, watching you live. On Mama Italy, we also salute you. Good morning. And we also take, Mama Italy says, more fire, Premium panels. That means you guys are doing well. Mama, thank you very much. School reopening, is it the right thing?
First of all, let me quickly clear some airwaves, one or two, about what my brother said about Ahmed Swale's issue. When it comes to security procedures, even if you are caught stealing, it's still presumed as
Suspect.
A suspect.
Yeah.
Yes. So you are just a suspect until there's an evidence of you stealing. Then it concludes that yes, you are a thief. You get me? Now, when it comes to Ahmed Swale's issue, I believe the MP only came out to say that okay, so this is the guy. When you see him do this. But there's no evidence showing that. He sent people to go and kill him, or he went there to kill him himself. You get me? And so let's leave that to the investigative department for them to come out with their opinion, whether it is true the honorable member has a hand in it or not. Possibly, it might be on the fact that, I mean, we all know that this is not the first time the Eagle Eye is coming out with an investigation. They've come out during the era of the NDC times till now. You get me? So they are all they are all meant in the society. People are really looking for them there. You get me? And so it might be on the fact that, okay, I might be looking for Ahmed Shuali for a long time, but Kennedy came out to say, okay, this is the guy. Then I have the picture of the guy. So next time I just roll on one or two, then I get on the guy. You get me? Meanwhile, the person showing the full image of the person might not have a hand in it. You get me? So I would love that. Let's all leave this issue to the police service and then to the BNI and other services. Now coming to your first day at school, my brother, it's sad as a nation.
Why?
It's sad as a nation because let's analyze this statement. The president in the speech on COVID came out to say that, okay, the number is rising up. Let's not forget that the number also rises up when we expose ourselves to each other, the positive people. You get me? So exposure increases the numbers, therefore it increases death as well. That is the more reason why at the time we had partial lockdown, so that we could stay at home for other people to be treated. Then we can be exposed back again. Now, the number keeps increasing. It means the active cases, we still have positive active cases in the country, right? You have exposed our students to the COVID-19.
How?
Let me tell you how.
Yeah.
First of all, do you know there are students that bought car to their schools?
Okay.
They don't live in school. Do you know that? It's not their students. 80% aside the tertiary and the senior high school, even some of the senior high schools still do bought car to school. You get me? So they are exposed. Now they leave their homes, bought vehicle with ordinary people who are in the market every day. You get me? They bought to people who are in the market every day. And when it comes like that, you get to know that you are exposing our students to the disease. Let's take one person for instance. Okay, we are 50 in a classroom. Yeah? We are 50 in a classroom. Now, I come out from my house to buy a car. You are a COVID-19 positive. You are positive. You also bought a car. I sit by you. Once you talk or even breathe, automatically I get it.
There is symptom. No, I need to get the name right. But the AIDS of COVID, okay, is one of the secret things that hides within the immune system, which we could not see early.
That's right.
Good.
That's right. So this is what I'm talking about. It means when I sit by you and you are positive, there's no way I'm going to see it. Immediately you say, hello, I'm also positive. Now get to know this. I live in a classroom with 40 people. I come board a car with you. I become positive immediately you speak. Maybe the conductor asks, Master, I'll be see when, oh, base your circle station. That alone, if I am positive and I sit by you, you have it. Now, supposing I'm a student, it means I become positive as at that instant. I go to classroom to sit with my peers, about 50 students. We talk and chat. It means automatically 50 students have been positive. You get me? Now, let's calculate the number of students that bought car to school every day in Ghana. What are you trying to tell us as a president if you don't want the COVID to rise?
Okay.
It means indirectly you are trying to tell us that the motive you have of still opening school, that's the same motive, but you are not thinking about the COVID rising and the safety of the Ghanaians.
Okay.
Because our life is at stake now. Note that there
So
are agents.
are you trying to say the government should let us go back to the house.
It is very simple. Let the student go back home. Let me tell you this. I won't be like prophesying or something, but trust me, in 2 weeks time to come, you get to know the case count.
The case count.
You
2
get
weeks
to
to
know it.
come.
I mean,
You
let
get
them
to know
go.
the case count. Please show us more videos about the school reopening that the reporters went round to bring out to this time. You are watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. Bring your comment. We're going to read it for you. Share our Facebook on your pages also, and go and subscribe our YouTube account where you can also see all the updates that is going on. And we are talking about the reopening of school, first day at school. How is it like? Bring your comment. Okay, bring your comment and let's read it for you. So let's go and watch the video.
Good afternoon and welcome to Premium TV. Please, we want to ask your knowledge about how the government, when you reported that all students were to be going to school, we want to ask you how you took the news.
Thank you very much. I'm also Miss Alberta Ama. I think when it comes to the private school sectors, we were praising the government to reopen schools for us because we've been in the house for about 9 months and it's not been easy. So we were ever ready for him to open schools for us. So we took the message very, very well. We were very happy when the announcements came that we should come to school. We were very, very, very much prepared and also we were very much happy.
Okay, so today being the first time that the children are coming to school during this pandemic, how do you see them?
I think before maybe today, we called parents. I called parents myself. Last Sunday, I made PTA meeting. So I told them each student is supposed to put on nose masks. They should have their hand sanitizers. They should, even if you have extra tissue papers, you need to give it to the children. You need to provide it for them. So I think both parents and teachers, they all came in today with their nose masks, sanitizers, and then everything. So I think everything is going on smoothly.
Okay, talking of the children, nursery, crèche, these children are very hard to be controlled. And them being this, coming to school this pandemic time, how do you see them?
For us, it was quite unfortunate. We thought it was going to be from lower primary, that's from class 1. But they said from KG. But the reason why the president said KG, when you go to the public sector, it starts from KG. But with the private, play group has to come. So with them, they are not putting on their nose masks. They just have their tissue papers. It's not easy. I've been around for some time, and even with the seniors, before I go, some of them have pulled down their nose masks, and if they hear Madam is coming, then they just put it back. So with the nurseries, the children are trying. It's not been easy, but they are trying.
So what of the social distancing?
For the social distance, when we go to the classrooms, we have the social distancing. They told us we shouldn't assemble, so today there was no assembly. We did it, everybody did it in his or a classroom. We didn't come out for break. They sat in their classrooms and then
Okay, please.
they had their snacks.
Each class, how many people are in each class?
Some are 15, some are 20, some are 9, some are 10.
And is the class well ventilated for them?
Good afternoon.
I'm Francis from Premium TV. Your name, sir?
Eric Amate Sipo.
Amate
Amate Sipo.
Sipo.
Yes.
Which class are you, sir?
I teach in JHS. JHS.
It is 1, 2, or 3.
1 up to 3.
1 up to 3.
Yeah.
Which subject do you teach?
I teach integrated science.
Integrated science. Oh, the science masters.
Yes.
Science masters as well. So your first day in school, sir, how is it like? In the GHS class, how is it?
Yeah, I'll say that the children were happy to see some of us, the teachers in the school. And because they've been in the house for a very long time, it's like when they saw us, they were happy. Yeah, they were very happy to even say, oh, say it has been a very long time. Today, you look so cute. You are welcome to school. And then in the class as well, we talked about how they should obey the protocols and the reason why they were asked to be in the house for so long. And then they also brought their ideas about how things should go. And then we also took them through various activities that will enhance the way they have to comport themselves in the classrooms.
So in the DHS department, are you having the red packets and then hand sanitizers also?
Yes, we have it.
Apart from the general one, are you having some in the classrooms?
Yeah, we have some in the classrooms. Yes, yeah, we have some in the classrooms.
How did the students also came in, planning to see the Veronica buckets around their classroom? DHS wants to see it. How did they see it?
Yeah, those who saw it were happy and they said that there's a change. So they have to follow whatever they have around them.
Entering the class, were they observing them?
Yeah, they were observing. So they have to wash their hands. And then after that, they clean with the tissue. And then as well as using the sanitizer I gave before into the classroom.
The social distancing, was it observed in the school?
Yeah, it was observed. Yeah. Today being the first day, it was even 100%. So they have to sit with gaps in between the desks. And then when they were going for their food as well, we have to create gaps in between them. And then they were able to do that.
How many people do you have in GHS?
Today being the first day, I can't give the exact number, but the former days, yeah.
Bright agree.
When the government said come to school, were you happy?
Yes.
Tell me, how happiness were you? Just tell me. Because of friends that you came to school?
Yes.
Because of friends. That's why you are happy. Okay. So why are you not having a tissue in your hand sanitizer? Did you forget it in your house? What? Are you not on your head? You want to be a rascal now?
No.
Okay. What's your name?
Hajarat Mohammed. Hajarat Mohammed.
Hajarat Muhammad. Oh, okay. When the government asked you to come to school, were you happy?
Yes,
Okay. Tell me, why were you happy?
because I will learn.
You will learn. But the government said Ghana television should give you education at home.
Yeah.
Were you not learning at home?
I was learning.
You were learning at home, but you want to fill the classroom, right?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hajarat.
Acha yenwe.
Akufa do ka se munko school, money ji anase money aje.
Acha yeni die.
E den ti na money je ya.
Isa se yehu ya dan fufa yehu o ma che.
Muhu madam fa mu hu ache.
Isa se atena fie ache.
Matina fie ache.
Ache.
Intendem ko ya no safety precautions ni na. Edem adhere to ni na.
Acha.
We use mu hand sanitizer.
Acha.
Face mask.
Acha.
Social distancing.
Acha.
And there's some ko ya mu di agro.
Acha debi.
When di agro.
Acha.
What the classes are.
Acha.
And then go for be by.
Sure. Kakra.
Mo class go for be kakra na by.
Acha.
Mo be 30 and answer 40.
Sure ya bro.
Mo pro. Mo class mo hasuka.
Acha.
Hasuka. Eti hasuka no ya sure say social distancing. Put me at 30. Hey France.
Joanna Vondi.
Now, okay, Joanna. And then first day I'll go to school after 19 pandemic. School to say.
School yede.
Akufa do ka se munko school. We need to na say ora ho.
Menije.
Ade ti na we need je.
Because ya tena fie ache.
Matina fi ache. Now wo fie now si ade na wo si ade.
Na misua de.
Now si ade. And then for ya the safety measures na akufa do ka se yen no. Using of hand sanitizer, social distancing, wearing of face mask. Mo class mo ye ni nyina.
Acha.
Mo ye ni nyina.
Acha.
Mo class no mo ya sen and our class.
Yes.
Refi and then professor and by.
Like yankai.
Man kind, but
By be absent.
maybe absent. But then prefer everybody.
Acha.
No be are using face mask.
Acha.
No be are using the hand sanitizer.
Acha.
Now our class then.
6.
Who are class 6? No. School then now.
Odoko Salaria.
Other course salary. No, okay. Yeah, that's it. Why?
Acha.
Other coin fan. Other coin fan.
Salaria.
Salaria. No, okay. Eti odresi say ana do go school. Ana.
Baby.
Say na I didn't know this say every school ba. Every school I would say ba no teacher for no mo hu.
Baby.
Uno smart so ever.
Simotoko.
Oh kotoko. And on hand sanitizer when.
Maybe.
And don't go school na school to say. Musua de.
Baby.
Musua de. Moko tena okeke. Nkrofo say na nda amoba school e wo classroom.
Mankind.
One kind, but no more doors. No more doors. No, okay. Other coin fan.
Sam.
Patcho me did a patient. About this year, be 8 years. Or class 1, I feel no class 2. And no, could be banning mamma and go school in a crank or bayale. So, a man and I can't see a beer school and need Jesus. And no pay me didn't go school, come here, no quality, and no pay me tea news, cacranafe. I'm at Miss Hensru. To me, say, Cabamana sign bet, a colano shame crying. To be compare, no smarts the man and a man is sanitizer. Now, me, I didn't go school, ho. Cause you share Sunny almost so, or my homeboy, etie. To me, quite me, so teachers for no more yardy. Waiting me up what. Say, my media uncle cash him. I'm also so better, a chairman call an me. On Bequaba. Oh, me quite an any school more cry. In Sua, I'm no Romans are cry. It's one more baby, set 4. Anna, Uncle Annie dear Groka crown, so I'm ye cry me who say, almost fresh or mama, almost some babble or Romans, no massacre. Anna, ya will for a casa sono. Ya will for so I call and so say, O corner and share no smash, I am a womb room. I'm Jim Colano while born saying, but so person who
you call a share or monso and one keka the opening of the school, the way they patronize, and then coming up with a good what shall I say, the good ways of observing the protocols in the school. And we talked with the directors and then teachers of some various schools in the community. So Oko, you're seeing the children saying they are very happy going to school with a nose mask, not wearing them, and their hand sanitizers are in their bags. How do you see? Is it right for them to prepare themselves like this before going to school?
Well, children going to school is more or less like Bronya Bedru. They've missed their friends, they've missed the compound atmosphere, they've missed the environment. So it's like for them, Bronya.
You could see that some were not wearing nose masks, and when we asked, or when the reporters asked them, they were saying they are acing their bag, and it's is it the weather or the breathing capability? That's why they were not wearing them.
I would say it's the breathing capability, because at the end of the day, even we adults, sometimes we have it difficult wearing the nose mask for hours. And per the friends, health service advice, you know, wearing it for longer hours will even decrease your friends' oxygen level. So what it means, they say, mostly we have to wear it when we are in public places, we are in transport, or we are about talking to a fellow. But for instance, let's say you are alone, you don't have any business wearing. This reminds me of a time when the police arrested a driver. The driver was arrested because he had a nose mask in his car, but he's not wearing it. And the driver was like, who am I sitting with? I'm sitting all alone. But look at the keys. We are crying for the keys. It's good they should go back to school so that some parents will be like, okay, at least because we know when they are at home, some are very problematic. So some are very friendly. Say, but at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is, they are still young, and how many hours will the teachers have to? I mean, take good care of them with respect to the observation of the protocols. For instance, let's say a teacher in a class of 90 children. How well would you go from? Let me see whether Kwame is wearing his mask. Let me see whether Amma is wearing. So, Charlie, I think though the children are happy, we are adults. We know what the pandemic is all about. Let us not forget that as we speak now, we have two types of the pandemic.
Asymptomatic.
Yes. Formerly, it was the old pandemic that led us to our partial lockdown. And now the second wave, the new wave is in town. So we are going to expose, even with the old one, and the new one has come, and we are exposing the children. All of you go out to school. Yes, the case when they are coming back from school, it will not be written on their forehead when you are COVID. Oh, so I don't know.
Millicent though, I said, the school reopening issue. I think our president should have wait a little bit more. Auntie, boss, your last words, and we move on to the next segment.
My last word for the president, actually, I am begging the president. I mean, the children, they are future. They are the long-term investment of this country. You get me? And that is why he's thought it wise to bring out the free SHS, so that when we invest in our education system, we can have it will be a long-term investment for our country. You get me? In as much as we are investing in our education system, we should think about our health-wise, because that is the most important thing. I mean, when we are sick, we can't go to school again. When we lose our lives, who is going to go to the school? Who is going to teach and who is going to learn? You get me? First of all, the teachers are exposed to this COVID. They have families. When they come home, they might also affect their family as well. Now, the students are also exposed. When they come home, they might also affect their students, their family at home as well. So I am begging the president. I mean, this reopening should just take about a week. Let's take a look at how things will go for them to come back. It is education. When it takes 10 years, we can still go on. That is it.
Okay. Let me go for a quick commercial break. When I come back, we will continue the segment. Thank you.
Abano edwedie ho nsɛm da wo ba ho nsɛm Brenton dia da ba ko pe na mekanfo ede ema wo Brands Aid Limited nkoana wo betime ne omede dwuma bi te say taxi top advertising, brand activations, billboard fabrications, general printing, outdoor advertising any afofro bebre omobo eso eda fom say boko wo behu ometira kwan e wo Kwashiman Presbyterian Church no wo de woni tro sani fa so pepepe wo betime afra omoso e wo 0546 944 411 0546 944 411 ana obetimi asra omo e wo mabel for tentan fide eso www.brandsaidgh.com. Brands Aid ana your original branding ventures. Edwedie ho nsɛm da wo ba ho nsɛm Brenton dia da ba ko pe na mekanfo ede ema wo Brands Aid Limited nkoana wo betime ne omede dwuma bi te say taxi top advertising, brand activations, billboard fabrications, general printing, outdoor advertising any afofro bebre omobo eso eda fom say boko wo behu ometira kwan e wo Kwashiman Presbyterian Church no wo de woni tro sani fa so pepepe wo betime afra omoso e wo 0546 944 411 0546 944 411 ana obetimi asra omo e wo mabel for tentan fide eso www.brandsaidgh.com. Brands Aid ana your original branding ventures. Abano edwedie ho nsɛm da wo ba ho nsɛm Brenton dia da ba ko pe na mekanfo ede ema.
Welcome back from the break, and we have a pastor that we are going to talk about pastor sacrifices, human for rituals and for power. And I have Pastor Prince, who is here to give us more details in it. And then he's the head pastor of Believers Harmony Chapel, or Believers Harmony Ministry in Datus. That's so much. Papa, Papa. Nyamia don Papa. Na eti say also. I feel come to you for so. Amen. 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 Na Papa Bronya no dey say.
Bronya India ja. Onyamena na die nyambe man say akona beto.
Asa.
That is the reason why Nyame wonemba.
Pacha ka bet me apeja so kakra ma me.
Ya ma omo betu awurade so. Na omo makoma awurade.
Awurade.
Omo na be ko yi amo.
Okay.
What you say? Awurade na odo hoto no so a enti awurade akọ bi ka kire ohiri bi say asay se wo hwehwe awurade wo nyankopon obekunu. Na se wo kwatiri awurade apam awurade furu mu dia di pabia nu wo wiase a you can survive without God.
Okay. Papa, and Sambia ACC say, for no baby na and human parts and sacrifices and the petumi bia on person or modi and like miracles. Oh, I'm sorry. Papa, when I say last week, so for be a cocoon in Papa was within 9 years now, planning it before. Papa, you come before.
Oh, pay abofua awurade apamo wom ba asasi so bayi eka ho yeah I would say bayi is also an angel while they were living formerly nanya bayi but when they sin against God they rebel and they transfigured into that name or that form in the asasi so ya asasi so na igure because they do thing when you remember bus as this no a year ni pa de ejuma and as soon feel so here ejuma e de ejuma the pay out ah ejuma and na
as of for mukunkum nipa e de sacrifices e de sorry e de miracles papa ono no hu ni say
oh we say throw the car when we trying to go back whilst we are not on in the days of old it was there now the days of Egypt now these magicians those they are using medium spirit sorceries and necromancy spirit they are there they are using sacrifice and they be a free some ever sacrifice and whether God already he has sacrifice but some he has sacrifice by Nyamedia no nye nipaku nto bi a ada se nipa ne so fo na wo bi adwuma a wakwachi bibia hye ho ni nyina etie nipa empa either when I'm about to do junction, so he invoked demons around, and when he called for demons, they will go against humanity because humanity that passed by. Yes. So in the floating so be a better junction, because we call it demon and he's making some sacrifice for them. So whilst T junction represent the whole world, because we have 4 sessions of this world. Wouldn't need protection, it can also have an effect on
you. And Papa, the person is also the human sacrifices now. I suffer for a year. Ayana, a more yet.
You see, that is a good question. So, be also for Radia, which is a consult spirit in your ear. And in your home, catch it and say, when you're not over here.
Matthias,
I say, Wakochi, Sumai, and Yajuma. So, Suma, you have to go because when you don't do it, it will come after you.
Yeah.
And you have to do it. to fulfill the duty of it. America just said God requires sacrifice. The devil also requires sacrifice. That is how in the spirit realm. Nyami here for the ball. Nyami here so obey here and the power so seed over one anima. From some here so obekoto ebimuto Nigeria. It's all the very human being because Nigeria now they share from no a nipa now barren. And I say accident to be see ama mojagu because it means commanding the back than an aqua. Near dia. Now affecting humanity. It is all we are going to go through at the year, sorry, every day I pay for our orders. A bit more, I quite remember one of my son, he went out there to one of the man of God. Oh, yeah, sorry, other man of God went to Benin because he don't want to pass through the process. When you have now before how movement, easy, my preaching, where do my sorry, you know, it's 100 but a process gradually, you need to pass through or come back to how. Then you may need that spirit or that zeal or that charismatic power to pass through such difficulties. You can't do it. The devil will call you and say, come, I will give it to you on the silver platter. That is what Jesus also had an encounter with the devil. Say, bow to me represents sacrifice. It is deep there. Or say, bow to me, don't worry yourself to go through anger, pain, shame, and people will spit upon you. Just bow before me, and I'll give you the whole riches of the universe. Whilst you don't want Jesus to go through. And Jesus said no. So while those people that don't want to go pass through the process. Now, what's in the American all the sudden, because you need to pass process to learn. My fire near my fire here, my family, Nina training, but who are Yamin from one to be far. On some picture was a Brahma, Fenipan Quabra, Fau Babra, Fau Ibra, Fau Ibra, Nabe Pejao. And moment ya on some or no quapamno, and Sempi. And the way you have some courageous.
And Papa, and net a D for your bay. Say.
Oh, and then if I buy the Betima catchers and 100%, ya make catchers at 97% is happy. Oh, yeah, correct. 97% of the prophets of our time are not correct.
Papa Okasana said to say.
Oh, as I say, we have so many people that they are fake in town.
Okay.
That they are using medium spirit to do church. And it take a few people that they are prophet upon the land. When you pick 100% prophet upon the land, I would say 3% are correct.
Papa, until Okobon Pire 2021, a definite Yakupon Yichiro or a fast of a form.
Oh, it is not about basically say years of will be in here. But that is not the business of God.
Okay.
The business of God to me is to preach the undiluted word of God to people, to tell the mind of Him, and also liberate and reprove people that they are doing things that is contrary to the will of God or to the word of God. That is most important to God than revealing those false prophets to come and talk about them, because it has been stated in the Bible as the end time false apostles, false prophet, they will arise. So look at the statement and look at what the Bible is saying. It's saying if God never even shortened the days, even the elect will be deceived. So imagine God himself is making such a specification. How much more me? He said if him, because of false prophet, that will allow God to stop and shorten the days of him. It is a false prophet. They will arise, and they have been arise, and they are coming more. And they will hold the four sessions of this world. Whether we like it or not, there's no way that the systematic way of government will stop them. It is a prophecy that they will come. And a lot of them are doing sacrifice. Hidden sacrifice. Oh, yeah.
Hidden sacrifice. Pastor Prince, NAAT, free Believers Harmony International Church. I am myself, and I'm a friend of Papa. Now, yeah, it was Papa. And normally, essence to ACCC, my Ghana. The last time we can about petition election na question. Nina no so no efa nyame akwa ho nyina. Na me bisa se asofofo no so a omukeka ensem bi fa election ho no. So they say ono so akosi say.
Oh, talk about those that they prophesy about the election. No more Mushem come for election. We say we the baby anyway.
say, I don't know, I am not a deep. Say, last night my cousin, you were Nipebu and Yamido Makuma Mahini. The God called them as a major prophet. That is why I'm saying that if you don't have that unction, you have to shut up. If you don't have that unction, don't come and disgrace yourself. You don't have it. Don't worry yourself to prophesy. We have people, because God cannot call any person just like that. If God, even you as a human being, if you want, you have your own firm and you need someone to work with, you know that you need a correct person to make sure that you occupy such an outfit. You will not call any person to just hold on until that. Until you want microphone or ha, into the mega just a bit of mediums for the bishop. Obu and Yamina friend, but instead of saying, over to the boss, I bomb by a bissel radium in a year. No, I put it on two Kinkanjona, was a man Sumano, Nanso, Waprano, Mencaso on Casa, Nanso, Washenko. Almost any other. It is probably I guess I don't know, Ama, or how I have been. Abba, Abetum getting Guasia. May I so good be grand pass as a mokai. Was it and comes an arm, my water banner soreno. What don't know. What am I when you're correct? How can you make such a statement?
Papa, Sophia Okum, the Babe, Edeben Pani Banditry. I dream better than that.
You saw so full, when you're so full. What makes me also a title? You can call yourself a man of God, but the deeds that will make sure that are you a man of God? Or see, the fruit of you will let us know you. Also for Ben and Mesem was will be a bayfua, welcome, and a bay you cry you couldn't. Bay you, bay you. Radibio and you'll be crowned, punishing more bay you wouldn't obey who are bay you need to feed an anno, bay you don't pass a money to feed the moon. And the bay saying you'll be a bayfua, open Galatians, a cassava, a gamambo, strife, heaviness, witchcraft, our other script translation will say sorcery. Sorcery need deliverance. That is why the Bible is saying, therefore, let all, whether you are gay, you are a lesbian, you are a prostitute, you are a fetish man, you are a malam, whatever. God is saying, let all come boldly, even you are a witch, come boldly to the throne of grace so that we may obtain mercy and find grace in help in time of need. It is for all. Into Obia Bayfua, that is the reason why men of God are. Look at Mary Magdalene. No, I have about some kita home 7. I home 7 a wooden more, dotting him, and I think I used to do really 3 money. But only yes, she I know. Bay ye no kita bay ye mokita gama okita one in the dark with ourselves. Or your buy your mabu ha, eh? One woman dark, we a big ma, break you soon. I think I make a better. But okay, town woman son in our years to share and then a tone. Oh, no, now on at the end of Jesus' barrier, yes, to crack. Or say, I've worked with you, you guys never wash my feet. You never anoint me with this with oil. But Obia was possessed with 7 demonic spirit. Very just imagine one spirit, then 7. Take hold of a woman doing evil. Also, no, now when you deliver and what be share alabaster oil upon my feet. And then generation are backward. Mammy, Mary Magdalene, yes, we will be Mabeka. The Aquadia by 4 then I'm finding Coradi money in your chair. Obi a by 4 in our chair. Obi a bonsumnia in our chair. That is why even imagine support or come home. He went to them to preach the gospel to them. Simon the sorcerer. Oh, you saw sorcery for so many years in the community. Oh, who you know, or yeah, then when Peter, they met. Simon met them. Oh, power chair. And to be a bay for and not Sabbath, no, I saw one in there, so when be that breaking homes. At time you need wisdom. When someone, at time we have some people that they are witch, they need deliverance. They need to come to me and say, I am witch. Me, who not dear. Last me, yes, so I may go, baby, say, I assume no, because oh, yeah, what chair. That is the reason why the Lord has said we. And we should not kill them. They also need deliverance. That is the reason why we be ordered whoever yes to be in deliverance. That is why the moment that you confess, your spirit is born again. And your inner being, that is your soul, anything that is within your being, that is the patterns, anything that is evil within you, you need deliverance. So he said, but upon Mount Zion shall be what? Deliver. Shall means is a commanding word that every me have received deliverance. Because now me man for they compress and suppress you for you to do and when Jesus came to me, I received deliverance because then Jimmy woman. And yes, I sing a million Jimmy film, Jimmy woman. It is a Jimmy and Peter. Peter, I will be a boy or a body in the crater. I'm telling you, because no be a couple. Will be a couple be that's what you soon sumai. When we go to the sea, or near Radia, or you soon suma and the call. Peter no be or Timikuni Patupum. And the penam would be and Timura. Yes, I know, see, yes, from the soon, I'm here the Bonini. Yeah, confess is a million demon, or be your couple, or I am couple, and on the Omo, a bit me, or cop Peter, or to Suviana Nama, which we come to. What to me didn't buy a sacrifice. Why you're Benny Sam Peter? No, everything I used to say, even the devil trying to steal you, but I pray for you. So imagine, say, no Peter, no one Sam, a weapon. A pama mu ati nti Yesu ejin cross Peter eduru ba bi ko abon sam be kasa fa ni mu when he is going to the cross mu fi be kasa fa Peter Peter obekita ono na be ya the rock for the kingdom no e bi ase na bon sam kasa fa ni na Yesu ka na kire no di bia ni tiri or rebuke the spirit within before he was able to receive the Holy Spirit for him to speak with power and sanity and Peter no e be bon sam. What I say? And yes, did you repeat it? We was near the body. It is a software first by Yakobo, a inform my age was a lack of knowledge. Who could jump a year or in one bar? Or see, the word of the Lord is powerful. It is sharper than two-edged sword, piercing and soul and the spirit. Piercing and soul say, Yadinamia sem bombay. It is a soon to be more a piercing. Nyamia some the piercing spirit. As our piercing nipa, na nipa na confess is saying one. If the man nipa bebre so bebre other lighthouse Pentecost mat abaifo bebre gum but ena masofo ni bi ye boba yetu or ye baifo grow to be marked forward to come and tell man of God that I am a witch. This is what is going through me. Oba Yesu shi ado was subra no. Where ye oba bayifo Onuna initiated peace when there was peace. He was the one that helped Jesus to initiate peace in Samaria. When the anger of the Levi and the Simon, the father cursed their anger, and there was a trouble. There was not even the relationship with them. It was the woman. Oba we yes bia na ebayi oba ye kama for your babu abayi wonu amane ye gaman e shi oba go so ha na yin mu ekeka bayi na so no we bi da obi ni nyina hu fi but o shi Yesu no onu mo mu na conference mbema bia mashia no wa kama nsu ma sebatere wa chibe enti mo mra na nipa tu anamo ba he was oba prayer oba no ye kama for so but look at what he did receive salvation. So they are there. That is why Peter is saying that God is not like as we are saying. But because you don't want people to die in their sins. You don't want witch to die. You don't want a sorcerer to die. You don't want a woman with foul spirit. And they need salvation. And if you are a man of God, may I sure say you could take on yourself. What do you mean by days ago? Yes, I bought a bonsama near Kofa Bar, near a baby grab a baby sorry, or Sisicaya. Also, Jamon from Macombum, Nams Wedgie, Obama, and she wanted a year, Macon Boma, no more Bob, I want to see Bob. Because I said, the Bible talk about lack of knowledge.
And people perish.
Knowledge, my people perish. We lack understanding. And we need more enlightenment. That is what the end time we need. And as it is going on, it is also making clear to us that we are in the end time of our time. Because I see the false prophet will rise. And look at what is happening in our time. And it is dangerous. And we need also to get closer to God and pray that which church that we should go. Don't just sit down, I'm going to church, I'm going. You need to pray. You need to pray to God. For God to direct you.
Na papa kwan be so na we be hu say we ye osofo tenene anase we ye osofo bone kwan be so yen so yen yen ni die
deal with the deeds of the person. The deeds, how the person speak. And then another clear one is you need to pray about the person. This is Pastor Prince. Father Lord, I'm going to Pastor Prince. You always do Tuesday prayers from 9 to 12. Father, I'm going there. I want you to reveal to me, because a call upon me. That is Jeremiah 3. And I will show you great and mighty things that you never even come across. I will show you, I will reveal to great and mighty things. Hidden things. Hidden things. Also, all secret things belongs to God, except the one that belongs to the Son of Man, that the Lord revealed. So God is ready to reveal. Father, I'm going to this also. I am going to this elder. Is it correct? He carry your spirit. Is he using witchcraft? Is he using a necromancy spirit? Is he a palm reader? Is he using a motia or spirit of dwarf to proceed a spiritual ways? God will reveal to you. But we are not ready for that. And one aspect here, a lot of souls are victim to it. We are not ready to walk with God. Humanity are not ready to walk with God. It takes a few people. Because walking with God, you need to follow a commandment.
A commandment, yeah.
You cannot walk with God to do anything that is contrary to the will of God. But you can walk with devil and do everything. If I told you, it will be crunchy or I saw them. And the software is a brand new one, because will be crunchy. It is a sin. God don't want it. What the ultimate on the order. God don't want it. So when those magicians, they come and let me do this, they will go.
Okay.
So a lot of souls not ready. They are not ready to go.
Papa, I in 4 minutes near Ponwanisa. And some bang, and it was here catch or minor, and I say, a sorry ma, or more various churches.
What I would say to them that we need to be very cautious and careful. And one aspect of all, the word of the Lord is so pure to us that we are in the end time, whether we like it or not. I was saying about 2030, you know, things is about to happen in our days and future. It is a prophecy. It is not me. That we need to be very careful about our time when sorrow and pain and agony. Look at, I watched the sentiment of you guys earlier on about this epidemic, and they are having about the second wave, very uncomfortable situation, and I think UK is in a lockdown. Things are happening, things are not moving. These are all the signs of the end time. We need to be clear here. And if you are not deep in the spirit, you will not understand. You thought it is normal. How can humanity, right now, you need to put a nose mask, and nose mask even is a problem, according to the physicians. If you put it on for 1 hour, how to breathe is difficult.
A problem, yes.
And this is the situation. So the situation of the nations of our world, humanity don't have the ability and capacity to solve than to run to God. God is the only solution for the problems of this world. But when humanity wants to justify himself that he can do it, then God is watching us. So this situation, we need God. We need God. We need to connect to the Spirit of God. And I will urge women and men that to go to church and prayer, it is very important. It is good. But you need to know the person that you may connect to, so that you will not be a victim. That what is happening, that someone is a witch, your mother is a witch, this is a witch, this is a witch, and there is a lot of broken hopes. A lot of men of God have caused broken hopes. Some don't even call their mother, some don't even call their in-laws. They call them witch. Yes, witch are there, whether we like it or not. God needs humanity to work through humanity to be a blessing to humanity. The devil also needs humanity to work through humanity to be a havoc to humanity. But whether we like it or not, God wants me to relate to us in peace, in love. Because when you violated the laws of God and you don't respect your mother because of some food is your mommy before, and you don't respect because where you cannot live long. Or see, where can you need now? Mommy before mamma, before mammy, before crying the Dianini, before cry treating well. Was who treating well cry, you would take good. It is in the Bible. So be a big bonsam. No comment to me, ma we need in the suits more sorry. Everybody is what best suja. So meant to man, it is God. You cannot fight. It's the spirit. It is God. So how can, if a man of God is doing this, how can the ordinary
the church members too?
I pray that may the Lord help us.
Amen.
And a lot of men and women, we need also to walk well with God. And we need to exhibit the perfection and have love and have a heart of flesh so that we may relate to each other in peace and harmony. And God bless us.
Amen. 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 That is Papa Prince, Pastor Prince from Believers Ministry International, Datus International School. Sorry. Okay.
And then the Tuesday is a prayer, prophecy, deliverance is there. You have a divine encounter with your Maker. And then Sunday service, and that is a wisdom service. There that we preach wisdom to the heart of men. That in this end time we need wisdom. This is not exhortation match. We are in the latter day of our time. So we need to preach wisdom to individuals to know wisdom. A lot of people don't have wisdom, though they are professors, they carry all the titles and skills, and they know much when it comes to interact with us and academically, but they don't have the wisdom of God. We preach wisdom for humanity. That is why you can see a doctor who is a physician. He have a knowledge that smoking cigarette is harmful. But wisdom will not tell him that it will cause a havoc to whilst he's supposed to stop. Come and let us teach you wisdom every Sunday from 9 to 10:30. I want to invite you, and every Tuesday is a prophetic service, and I'll urge you to come. God bless you so much.
Pastor Prince, Believers Harmony International Church, Datus International School. No sorry, and no service all kind. Or Tuesdays, a prophetic ministry, and Sundays, the lighter insight of wisdom. And to go to Pastor Prince and then get the knowledge and wisdom about the Bible insight, and into our Datus International School. Into me afren. Papa found number to Jana on from.
You can call me with me afren. What number is 0247
0247 4224 0247 424224. Okay, so you can call this number for direction. Now with me Ediabo. Oko yeah time now I be F2sem K2 just 1 minute be pay.
Just 1 minute. I think say first of all yamfa asida kesi ma Iradi yensande papa say wabebo ama show nem ewie pay. Na sene e papa wakani nyina na sene okan yenti bibia ase was 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 4 or see our weapons are not carnal but they are mighty through Christ Jesus. Send your papa di kan no we ye Christo ni na so bi e beifo a wakodi a odi be fight no empaibo enye tu na odi beto ne so ena enye sikan na odi beto no si Bible si bibie mu no ye kotodwe no ye monpai na ensu fra asafo rade rade pese se ne nipa na edwamanfo se dia papa kan ya Iradi ni penise ni pan be sachra anya oje. So let us not kill them. Let's show them love and let's remember them in prayers.
Let's show them love and let's remember them in prayers. You are watching Premium Express. Premium Express. That is premium. Today's show is very wonderful and fantastic. But I just want to say this: that Premium Media Production is having orientation, having what? Audition. Yes, having audition this Saturday and.
No
Song for Bakope, Francis Eje Mensah, and my guests are around. Continuing the reopening of the schools. Let me move on to Nana Yaboa. Your intake when you went to school. How was it like? Were the teachers willing to talk to you people? The caterers and the students, were they willing to talk to you people?
Let me state this categorically that I mean, aside the fact that it's a first day at school and we want to know what is happening, I want to state it here that we know, we are on the ground, and we know that the Ministry of Education has instructed all headmasters not to speak.
Why?
I know it. Because I personally went to some schools and they told me that they are not in a position to speak unless I go to to district head office. And how is that possible? I mean, district director is at the office. How does he know whatever that is happening in the schools? That is why we've taken time to come to the schools and then know what is happening. If there are some corrections, we put it to government for the corrections to be corrected. We come to you and you tell us that you are not in the position to speak. Meanwhile, you head the school. And so if we come and there's no Veronica bucket, there's no water, there's no, the PPEs, you don't have it. How do you speak to your authority? Because I don't think you can go straight to your boss and tell your boss that, boss, I don't have this PPE, I don't have this. But the media is the medium that you can go through to talk to authority. Okay,
you going out to interview people on the street and also in the schools. Did you see the people wearing nose masks and then having their hand sanitizers?
This is what I say that it is very sad as a nation because, I mean, at first place, I don't get it why even kindergarten, those children should go to school. What are they going to learn? What do they need to offer? When we talk of upper primary, junior high school, they know that they are on courses. And so whatever be the case, they need to move according to course. This crèche and kinder, they only go there to sing and sleep. Why would you ask them to go back to
But
school?
I believe that the government said the crèche nursery people, they need to be checked out with the thermometer gun, okay, so that they can see if they are feverish or not. They can also keep them. But when you went, did you ask of any place, sick bay for the kids or for the children?
For the schools that I went on, yeah, you could bear with me that there wasn't any health facility. There wasn't any health
and
facility.
did you ask them if they were having?
This is what I am saying, that the authority, the head, is not ready to speak to us.
But did you see the protocols?
That you see on your screen. Look at how the place is. That is on the screen. Look at how the people are gathered there. Is this social distancing? Look at how people are selling there without nose mask. cell without nose mask. Look at how lives are lived in the school. And this is the more reason why we want to talk to the authority, for them to ask them that what is happening in the school. Because we know that the government has, I mean the president has come out to say that he has distributed all these PPEs. You get me? And trust me, funny enough, we went to see a headmaster and she wasn't even wearing a nose mask. A whole head. I just don't want to mention the school. A whole head. She wasn't putting on a nose mask. And this is the same head who told me that, boss, me, I'm not ready to speak. Go to the directorate. Go and see my boss. Is the directorate in the school? Is he in the school? You head the school. And so whatever that happens in the affairs of the school.
But did you see any Veronica buckets around and hand sanitizers and washing soaps around too?
Of course, for that one, I think I saw one or two around. But it wasn't even enough as compared to the population in the school. I mean, checking out the school, it's almost about 4,000 population in the school. And I could only count about 2 Veronica buckets, which is not enough.
Okay, your last words.
You get me?
My
last word for
your foot to say more.
The people is that, look, I am speaking to the camera and I want to speak to the President of Ghana. His Excellency, I am begging you, and I want to be on my knees and beg you that the children are our future. They are the country's future. They will head the country in the near future when you are no more president. Please, let's think about the health of the student, but not education.
Thank you very much. Oko, your last words.
I think my brother has said it all. Like he said, if the Minister of Education is watching this show, which I believe he is watching, we are reaching out to him. So, everything on the ground yesterday points to the fact that we Ghanaians are not ready for reopening of schools. We weren't ready. Because like he said yesterday, I also happened to be at a particular school, and it's very sad when you get to the environment.
You have 40 seconds.
Don't worry, it's very sad. You get to the environment, no PPs, no Veronica bag, and a teacher was about to tell us the challenges they are facing, only for a head teacher to come and shut her down. Says, hey, you are not there, don't talk about it. So we have to be directed to the municipal assembly. It's very sad, but like he has said it all, we are just pleading that the government should do something about it. Currently, I don't think that we are ready for it.
Okay. COVID-19 is real. And I want to tell all the public that you need to observe the protocols that the president has urged each and everyone to do so. So please, if you sit in the bus, wear your nose masks, sanitize your hands. When you get to a station where there is Veronica buckets and liquid soap, wash your hands thoroughly for about 30 to 1 minute, and then wear your nose masks when you're talking to people. I would like to say you need to sanitize your hands. God bless my director, my producer, who made this show wonderful, Boss Kingsley. I salute you, sir. You are one of the best person that I love so much. And my mom, I salute you, mom. And my brother, Brad Fosu, I salute you, sir. And my panels who came to sit here, Oko Van der Poy and Nana Yabua. You guys did marvelously well. My producer, Nana Echan. And I'm your host, Francis AJ Mensah. Same time next week, we will come on your way and we will bring you the details in the society. Thank you. Bye-bye.